Where to start? How about that bombshell that dropped this morning? Let me just say this off the very top. Way to go, Powder. Way to step in it already, Ears. The NBA season is all of 2 seconds old, and we are already embroiled in a massive gambling scandal involving the feds and dozens of people and millions of dollars, as well as active and former NBA players and even an active head coach. Say it with me now, Powder. An active NBA head coach who coached last night, who also happens to be a member of the Naismith Hall of Fame, and he went in last year. NBA royalty, an NBA Finals MVP. Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups. Kind of brings me back to the old days of the jungle when they were the Jail Blazers. Remember? Chaunce. Like, if you're getting ready for work right now, you're probably not Chauncey Billups or Terry Rozier, because those dudes have been placed on immediate leave by the association. I guess the silver lining... What, no ding for that, Avi? The silver lining for Ears is that he might get a couple of more opportunities to do his favorite thing of all, and that's ban people for life. For life. For life. Life. Now, just to be clear on the facts, so far, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and former player Damon Jones were among those arrested today, along with a slew of other figures related to 2 separate indictments, separate but related. 2 separate cases, but related cases. One of them is called, and I quote, Operation Nothing But Net. Actually, bet, I should say. Operation Nothing But Bet. The other one was called Operation Royal Flush. And I'm being serious. These aren't punchlines. They're not jokes. That's what the feds came up with. That's what the feds are calling those 2 investigations. Operation Nothing But Bet was essentially an insider information scheme in which info from players inside the NBA was used by others on the outside to make prop bets. This is what Terry Rozier was allegedly caught up in. Now, to be clear, no NBA players were being accused of betting on games, but rather supplying information that was used for prop bets, or in the case of Rozier, allegedly, removing himself from a game early to influence and cash prop bets. Then on the other side, you have Operation Royal Flush. That involved a nationwide scheme to rig illegal and mobbed up poker games. That's allegedly where Chauncey Billups comes into the picture, and apparently Damon Jones. They were involved in both cases. Or he was. Damon was, not Chauncey. Damon was involved allegedly in both cases. So I guess he's allegedly doubly screwed. Not an active player. Used to play. Now, Chauncey's exact level of involvement in Operation Royal Flush is still not known exactly. I mean, did he play in any of these games? Possibly. I mean, I'd even say probably. I guess Chauncey better hope that there are no screenshots emerging of any poker tables that say Billups Poker Club. That'd be bad, because remember, we had a similar scandal go down involving Gilbert Arenas. Agent Zero was nabbed by federal agents back in July, allegedly. There it is, Arenas Poker Club. They got him back in July, allegedly, as part of an Israeli mob-backed high-stakes poker ring. And then he said it, he would snitch. To save himself, he would gladly snitch. And then he came skipping down the courthouse steps saying, "Can't hold me, baby.
Snitches get stitches.
Can't hold me." Look at him coming out of the courthouse. If you're watching on the stream, dancing down the steps out of the courthouse. Can't hold me. Can't hold me. I wonder why they can't hold you. So naturally, when that story broke today, half the internet immediately jumped on to say Gil ratted everybody out. Now, I don't know that to be true. I have no evidence of that. I have no proof of that. I don't know if Gil is a rat. And even if he is a rat, I don't know that his Israeli mobbed up poker game allegedly has anything to do with Chauncey's Italian mobbed up poker game allegedly. It just blows my mind how any of these dudes could be caught up with something so obviously shady. Retired players are one thing, I guess. Sort of, kind of. I don't know. Me, I try to stay away from the mob. I don't want to mess with that at all. At all. But some guys just need the action. I don't even know. Too much time on their hands, not enough money. They have a Jones. I don't know why people do what people do. I really don't. But a retired player is one thing. Bad enough. But an active NBA head coach getting involved with sketchy, mobbed up poker games. Why? And when I say sketchy, this is what I mean. This is what allegedly was going down in Operation Royal Flush. Check this out. Chad Millman posted, details of the rigged poker games that Damon Jones and Chauncey Billups were involved from the U.S. Attorney press conference. X-ray machines built into tables to read face-down cards. Contact lenses and glasses that read pre-marked cards, and secret cameras in card trays. Like, I want to call that shocking, but of course it's not. Of course, these illegal underground high-stakes poker games were sketchy as hell. What illegal underground high-stakes poker game wouldn't be sketchy as hell? By definition, it's sketchy as hell. It's underground. It's high stakes. It would have been way more surprising if there weren't secret X-ray machines built into these tables where you could use contact lenses and glasses to read pre-marked cards. That would have been the shock. Of course, there was shady bleep going down at a shady illegal poker game. The question is, what the hell was Chauncey Billups doing near any of this? I mean, no excuse, right, for an active NBA head coach and a Naismith Hall of Famer to be anywhere near something like this. And again, I don't know. I don't know what his exact involvement is, and I don't really need to know. I don't need to know any involvement to know that any involvement is way too much involvement. These guys all know what they can and can't do. They all know where the line is. And illegal underground poker is illegal underground poker, and it's shady by nature, and it's illegal by nature. So how does Chauncey Billups get himself caught up in this? I mean, are you that desperate for action? Are you that desperate for a quick payday? Yes? I mean, damn. Man, Powder must be longing for the good old days when teams just paid superstars millions under the table for no-show jobs to circumvent the salary cap. Powder's like, man, I miss those days. Simpler times. I miss it. I miss my biggest problem being Steve Ballmer going Mickey Mouse with, they conned me.
They conned me.
I'm the one who got conned.
They conned me.
I wonder if Powder is going to try to use that same excuse himself. Because the strange thing about Terry Rozier and that revelation is that it's not a revelation at all. We already knew there was strange gambling activity tied to a March game back in 2023. We've known that since January. It was reported in January. The NBA is known for years. This is nothing new. The NBA supposedly investigated it themselves. Powder's people looked into it, and they couldn't find any evidence of any violation. Yeah, well, the feds apparently found evidence of a violation of both league rules and federal laws. Powder, how do you explain that? Ears. Are you going to go on ESPN and try and tell Ramona that you were the one who got conned?
Look, they conned me.
They conned me?
Look, They conned me.
They conned
You're
me.
one of the richest men in
They
America.
conned me. Look, they conned me.
Terry conned
You're
me.
one of the richest men in
They
America.
conned me.
Unlike
They conned
Chauncey's
me.
unclear involvement in the rigged poker game, Terry's involvement in Operation Nothing But Bet is actually very clear. At least if we're talking about that March 2023 incident, because allegedly Rozier tipped off a co-defendant that he would take himself out of the first quarter of that March 2023 game, which he did, after roughly $250,000 had been wagered on his underprop bets, which of course wound up paying out. And according to NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch, earlier today, quote, the proceeds were later delivered to his home where the group counted their cash. End of quote. Uh-oh. But Powder et al. Found no wrongdoing. Yeah, I don't know, Powder. It seems like a pretty significant violation of league rules to me. It seems like it's a pretty big miss by your crack investigators, if you ask me. And that's not all Commissioner Tisch had to say either. She couldn't help dunking all over Terry as well. Check this out.
After just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash. As the NBA season tips off, his career is already benched, not for injury, but for integrity.
Oh! Straight fire!
Bench the salt.
Bench the career, but not for injury, but for integrity. Dang. Nearly as brutal as if you're getting ready for work right now, you're probably not Chauncey Billups. Or Terry Rozier. Or Damon Jones if he had a job. Ears. Hey, look, one thing about the FBI and the feds, they're putting on a show now. And I'm not saying that timing was not coincidental. I mean, what do you know? I would say maybe 2 seconds after the ball went up on the season, they swooped right in. And they got jokes too, as you just saw. So, yeah, of course, they were sending a message. Of course, they were putting on a show. Of course, they were letting it all fly. But the feds would tell you, if you did nothing wrong, you got nothing to worry about. Everybody's got to push content, even the feds. Hey, Ears, you better just hope the scandal is contained. You remember when Tim Donaghy went down and my man Stern kept going, just one rogue, just one rogue, just one rogue referee. Hey, you better hope. You better hope. You better hope that scandal is contained to one Hall of Famer who's an active head coach and the other Heat veteran guard. Because there's all kinds of things flying around now about 4 teams, including the Lakers and LeCap. And LeCap and his longtime friendship with Damon Jones. That Damon Jones allegedly used his restricted access to get near LeCap to provide information about his status and his health. LeCap. Oh. Even LeCap. Well, in street clothes is now getting dragged into this. Listen, I'm not going to go all tinfoil here and start glossing him LaFix. But this is why these scandals are so absolutely devastating to the sport. This is exactly the kind of speculation Powder cannot afford to have. He can't have everybody wondering if this kind of nonsense is widespread and more common than we think. Because people already think that. He can't have everybody wondering which superstars have been involved or coaches. Like, it's a real headache for you, Ears, and the season is only 3 seconds old. Good luck running PR damage and control on this one, Powder. A word of advice. The Mickey Mouse defense or the Mickey Mouse voice is not going to work. I mean, honestly, this is Powder's worst nightmare. It's any commissioner's worst nightmare. It's any sports league's worst nightmare. Because if the paying customers, and frankly now, gambling customers think that what they're seeing is not legit or that it's rigged, and you lose their trust, it's virtually impossible to get it back. This is why none of these leagues ever went anywhere near gambling until recently. They were afraid something like this or something worse could happen. And while we don't know exactly what did happen, we know this much. It's not good. It's not good. Listen, legal gambling is fine. You can legally gamble. Legal gambling is fine. Illegal gambling is not. And the leagues and the teams obviously hit their employees over the head repeatedly about what they can and cannot do. And as always, some listen and some don't. But believe me, they know. They know the line. They know the rules. They know what they can and can't do. None of these guys can say, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that I couldn't take myself out of a game and fake an injury and let other people know that who could act on that non-public information and make money. Nobody told me that. Oh, okay, Terry. Or what's Chauncey going to say? Oh, I didn't know that I couldn't allegedly participate in underground poker games with secret cameras hidden in trays and cards that are marked that you can see with special contact lenses or glasses. I didn't know you couldn't do that. And if for some reason you didn't know these things, you're dumb. Then it's on you. Then you should be arrested for stupidity. Anyway, there you go. You having a good day, Ears? I bet not. That ball, it didn't even get tipped yet, and they already have a major gambling scandal on their hands.